What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be going over the most common build I like to use on Lee Sin in this patch, whilst discussing the strengths and uses of each of the 3 builds that I will cover. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and if you're new, why not consider subscribing? Let's get into the video. Lee Sin is a very versatile champion, especially in the jungle. Throughout every season, Lee has always been at least the top 10 junglers, because he is one of the few junglers that can play a variety of different roles for their team. Additionally, Lee has a decent first clear speed, which when paired with his W, results in a healthy first clear. This then allows Lee to play more aggressive in the early game, by either ganking and setting up snowballs for himself or his team. Lee's Q is a great ability for 1v1s early in the game, as percent missing health damage can be catastrophic to the enemy jungler, even at level 2. This sets up Lee to be a strong invader as he has high damage and is extremely mobile, which enables him to get out of most situations with a Warthog. Because Lee Sin's kit is so unique and flexible, it allows him to adapt to individual games to play as an assassin, a tank, a bruiser, or a support, depending on the enemy team comp. In the current meta, Lee Sin thrives as the most recent changes to both Black Cleaver and Sterak's Gage make Lee a tanky damage dealer that can stick on your targets. Both items alone on Lee enable him to soak damage for his carries and stay alive long enough to peel for them too, making him a strong frontline bruiser. The on-hit move speed and extra health from the Black Cleaver allows Lee to stick to his targets, as he can absorb the damage that is dealt to him, gain move speed, and cleave their armor for your team. This along with the Sterak's only makes Lee an extremely annoying bruiser that makes it hard for enemy carries to deal with the consistent damage and CC. For these reasons, Black Cleaver and Sterak's Gage are the core items in this build, along with the Tracker's Knife with the Warrior enchantment. Some general offensive items that can be built and utilized on Lee are Boots of Mobility, which assist in moving around the map, taking objectives, and ganking faster. Tiamat, which gives a small boost of damage as well as some more AoE, but mainly just to help with clearing the jungle faster. And Guardian Angel, which gives you damage but also allows you to overextend for a kill without being punished as harshly. Some nice defensive items that work well on Lee are Deadman's Plate for the additional move speed, slow, and extra damage on hit. Randuin's Omen, which helps in peeling allies as it slows threats, but it can also help you stick on the targets using the extra CC. Locket of the Iron Solari, which is a heavy MR item that is useful once again in assisting teammates, but is also helpful for you in 1v1 situations with the small shield. Knowledge of when to build what items and how you should be playing Lee is what makes this build successful. There are 3 main ways that you can build Lee. The first build is the Assassin build. This build consists of Tracker's Knife with Enchantment Warrior for cooldown reduction and a bit of damage, Boots of Mobility to roam around the map quicker, then into either a Hex Drinker if they have an AP threat that is ahead, or a Tiamat if you're ahead and you want to snowball. Just remember that if you do buy a Hex Drinker or the Tiamat, don't upgrade them to their full item until the end of the game, as you sacrifice too much gold that could be funneled into your next 2 items, Black Cleaver and Sterak's Gage. If you do build the Boots of Mobility, buying a Black Cleaver before Sterak's is essential, as you lose that bonus move speed from Mobility Boots when in combat, which Black Cleaver can compensate for with its passive. Both Black Cleaver and Sterak's Gage allow you to deal more damage so you can kill the carry and escape without being instantly blown up by the enemy team. For your final item, you're going to want to build a Guardian Angel. This item will give a small amount of damage and acts as your safeguard so you can concentrate on killing the enemy carry without worrying about dying for it. This build, along with its playstyle, is an extremely aggressive build, and with Sterak's it enables you to overextend for tower dives or skirmishes. With all the damage on this build, you are able to stick on her targets and kill them during teamfights, as you're not as squishy as a full damage Lee Sin. The more tanky build that I like to use on Lee still uses the Tracker's Knife with the Warrior, but for boots, I build either a Ninja Tabby or a Mercury Treads, depending if the enemy team has a lot of CC magic damage or a lot of auto attack physical damage. The next item I build is usually a Deadman's Plate if the enemy has a lot of physical damage early. If not, then I'll just proceed to build the Black Cleaver and the Sterak's Gage before moving into a situational tank item such as Deadman's Plate, Randuin's Omen, or Spirit Visage, once again depending on the enemy team's main source of damage. The playstyle that goes along with this build is a more frontline style of play, where you should look to kick away threats from your team, but also look to set up kicks for your teams, whether it be with an insect or a collateral kick. The third and final build is the Support build. Again, this consists of the same jungle item and same defensive boots as the last build. However, for the third item, you're going to want to build either a Locket of the Iron Solari or a Knight's Vow. The Locket is an extremely strong item and gives a nice amount of magic resist. However, the main purpose of this item is to support your carries. Use this item whenever you're near an ally to act as an additional support, and as well as the Knight's Vow. Although Knight's Vow is a strong item, it doesn't impact your entire team, it can only be binded to one ally at a time. After one of these two items, build a Black Cleaver and Hysterics, and for your final item, buy a situational tanky item such as Random Winds to additionally support your carries with the slow. The only problem that I have with this build is the playstyle that goes along with it. Although this build wins most games, it is pretty boring to play, as you always have to be within W range of your carries, be constantly kicking away threats from them. And the other downside is you don't deal a whole lot of damage to the enemy, so you're basically a second support, which can be a downside depending on both yours and the enemy team's comps. In this patch, and meta currently, I have found the most success with this build. I do not recommend building full AD Lee, as the current tank meta completely shuts down assassins and just renders them useless. In summary, to be able to build and play Lee effectively in this patch, you must have the knowledge of all matchups between all champions so that you can identify what playstyle you need to take and what items you should purchase to give your team the best chance at winning fights. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to post them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, remember, stay wet, my friends.